Welcome to the Think and Grow Well Show. If you allow your doctor, your insurance, or your Uncle Sam to define healthy, or you blame someone else for the way you feel, or you seek the fountain of youth in a prescription bottle, at a needle tip, or along the scalpel's edge, then be advised. You are about to be offended. You should probably leave now.
Anybody can just think and feel better? That's scary. I mean, thoughts aren't regulated by the feds, and no drug company has a patent on them. So thinking thoughts must not be very safe or effective.
If you love feeling frisky and having fun, take responsibility for your own vitality, and want freedom to enjoy epic experiences with folks you love, welcome aboard and prepare to be blown away. The Think and Grow Well Show starts now. Here's your host, Dr. Lori Barr.
Dr. Lori Barr here. And today on Think and Grow Well, I want to point out to you how to motivate yourself when you're facing a new challenge. This is super easy. And what you're going to do in this case is you're going to assume two different roles as you communicate with yourself. One is you're going to be a reporter, and on the other side of the coin, you're going to be the hero the reporter is interviewing. And in this way, you're going to identify yourself how you're already a superhero and you have the skills that it takes to face the next challenge. The questioning is going to go something like this. First thing the reporter is going to do is identify the current problem. The reporter in you might ask yourself, let's get down to the nitty-gritty about what challenge we're facing now. How would you describe that challenge? And just write that in your journal. The second question the reporter in you is going to ask is, what skills would it take for someone who was already an expert to overcome this challenge? And write down those. Once you get that list, narrow it down and prioritize it. List all of the skills as action verbs and then prioritize which one is the most important. Next question the reporter is going to ask the hero or the expert is, so the next question the reporter is going to ask is, wow, it seems to me like you're already good at some of these. Can you remember what life was like before you became an expert at, name your top action verb? So that's going to take you back to a time when you were inexperienced as you think about that and you write about that in your journal. The next question will be, what challenges have you faced in the past that have demonstrated to you that you know how to be, plug in your action verb? And it could be a good or bad thing. Then the next thing is to remind yourself, wow, you're already an expert at being blank. You did that for X amount of time, or you did that and overcame this challenge. So remind yourself of that. And then say, how will it feel once you've overcome the current challenge? So name the current challenge. The next step is to remind ourselves of the pain we're in now because of the problem we're facing. The reporter wants to get those details. How do you feel right now? What's frustrating about life? Directly related to the challenge you're facing. And then the reporter is going to ask, what will your life be like when you overcome this challenge? List that. The reporter now says, can you see how your expertise you demonstrated at being blank, fill in your action verb, in the past is going to serve you as you face this challenge? You're already an expert at commitment, for example. And then finally, what will you do once you achieve your success? Once you overcome this challenge, what will you face? What will be next for you? So that you get them thinking about the future. What will life be like once you overcome this challenge? How will you feel? Let's take a real life example. Let's say that you've had a stroke and you're trying to relearn how to walk. So the reporter in you might say something like, how does it feel to be an adult who is not currently walking? Notice how I phrase that, is not currently walking. We want to leave the possibility for walking again. Write down how you feel about that. The reporter says next, this isn't the first time you've not walked in your life, right? There was a time in your life when you didn't know how to walk. Is that correct? When you crawled? Yes, you say, as the interviewee. What did that feel like? Was life pretty good? You didn't miss what you didn't have before you walked. And then how long did it take you to learn to walk? How old were you when you walked? And what happened? What was that process like? Your muscles had to learn how to support your weight, and well, you fell a lot. So remind yourself of how that felt. And isn't it amazing that you practice for over 10,000 hours and you're already an expert at walking? Your muscles know just what to do and your brain has pathways. Now, some of those pathways may have been interrupted with the stroke, and isn't it great that the brain can create new pathways when we face new challenges? Because we've done it once, it'll be easier and easier to do it again because we can think about how it feels. We know how it feels to walk. You're already an expert at walking, and you can remind yourself how it feels. That's the reporter reminding you. So take the time and remind yourself how it feels to walk. So right now, how are you limited without being able to walk? List your limitations. What will life be like when you're walking again? What's the first thing you're going to do? Talk about the excitement of the future when you're walking again. So now the reporter is going to turn it and say, you're already an expert at walking. You did it for 40 years. You temporarily have lost control of your walking ability. What kind of support are you going to give yourself so that you tap into your expert ability to walk and teach those muscles again, create those new neural pathways? And what support can you not give yourself, but can you get from the outside? So that's how to lay out a success path to face a health challenge, recognizing your hero status, that you've already been an expert at something in the past. Can you see how that might be helpful?
Your next steps.
Your next step is to identify a health challenge you are facing and to identify the action verbs that would help you overcome that challenge. And then think of ways in the past, think of times in the past when you've already demonstrated you're an expert at that skill. I'm Dr. Lori Barr. One idea is all it takes to change your world. Continue to think and grow well. I'll see you next time.
Psst, be aware. Vitality is an inside job. Trust your spirit, make up your mind, and get your body in gear. There are no second chances. Psst, be aware. Vitality is an inside job. Trust your spirit, make up your mind, and get your body in gear. There are no second chances.